In Mayapur now, we're building the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. Srila Prabhupada recognized that people have become so fallen that they think that the Puranic and Vedic literature is simply some imagination or fairy tales. They don't take it as literal, that it has any literal value. And so Prabhupada wanted to restore the credibility of the Vedic literature, and in particular the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the spotless Purana. And so he wanted to build his biggest temple in the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. He wanted that to be a beacon to the rest of the world. And he included in the temple a planetarium. He described a massive chandelier that would demonstrate the movements of the planets as they're described in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, because he knew that that would be a severe challenge to the modern materialistic, mechanistic view of the world. He was going to establish the Vedic view of the world, and this planetarium within a temple is a unique conception. So we're building, which will obviously be the biggest temple in ISKCON, but what we're building is unique, even in India. There'll be one whole section of the building on the west wing which will be dedicated, as Prabhupada told us, to create exhibits and dioramas and use all kinds of modern technology to demonstrate the principles that life comes from life. That will be the basis of our presentation. And as you go from one floor to the next, there's a gradual development of understanding about the true nature of the universe. So it will begin by showing people that we're not the body, consciousness is different from the body. Then we'll demonstrate the loopholes, flaws, and shortcomings of modern science in their understanding of what the universe is and what life is. And then on the 3rd floor, then we'll demonstrate the Vedic cosmology, how life is found on every planet. There's descriptions of different kinds of living beings throughout the universe. And then on the top floor, we're having a 23-meter tilted dome theatre, like a traditional planetarium, and that will show the detail of what will be demonstrated in the chandelier model that will be in the hanging under the main dome of the main temple. So that way then, Prabhupada didn't just want a temple where people would come and pray and offer flowers and fruits. You know, the sentiment is there, some purification is there, people will be chanting. But he wanted to educate people. And he always said this Krishna consciousness movement is not a religion, it's an educational movement. So that was his determination, that Mayapur should be revived as a center of learning. So the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium will be the beacon, it will be the challenge to people to come and learn what the true nature of reality is, what the nature of the soul is, what the nature of God is, what the relationships are. And that will be supported by the development of the Mayapur University. So the two go hand in hand. Mayapur is meant to be a seat of learning. Up until 150 years ago, Navadvip was considered the main seat of learning in India, or at least in northern India. For various reasons, that was diminished and forgotten. So now we're reviving that. We're uncovering the Dham, Lord Chaitanya's place of birth, but also we're uncovering the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and making them relevant to modern people. So that's our challenge, and it's been backed very enthusiastically, of course, by Ambarish Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple. He's put in the core amount of about $23 million to begin the project. Now devotees all over the world are contributing to the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium in various ways. So at least that much amount has also been pledged by thousands of devotees, and we're hoping that we'll be able to move the deities from the present location into the new temple by the year 2022. That's the target date. So right now it's going along fairly smoothly, but the more money the more the money comes in, the more quickly that we can come to the completion date. So these are exciting times for any devotee in ISKCON. We're privileged to be at the very beginning of this revival of spiritual, genuine spiritual life all around the planet, and Mayapur is going to be the beacon for that.